Arriving in a flash, he was suddenly struck with terror. What's happening? This sudden turn. Damn it, I can't stop. Death was approaching. Muley quickly reached out, attempting to use the thunder seal. He cursed inwardly. This damned beast. This vile creature. Unexpectedly, the monster charged straight towards him. Muley roared. Explode into ashes for me. Sui's eyes flashed with a sharp glint. From the pouch on his waist, he swiftly drew a talisman. Metal talisman, gravity manipulation. A powerful jolt of electricity surged into Muley's hand. He struggled to control the thunder seal, but it was completely useless. What the hell? How can this be resisted? This damn brat. He dares to use my brother's storage pouch. He gritted his teeth, veins bulging on his forehead. Fear surged within him. This is bad. It's about to explode. A deafening explosion rocked the earth. Debris flew everywhere. Muley was also thrown back a considerable distance. He thought to himself, fortunately, it was my own steel thunder that caused the explosion. If not, Sui suddenly opened his mouth wide, casting fireball technique, condensing spiritual energy to create a mysterious black orb enveloped in blazing flames. The orb abruptly materialized right before Muley's eyes. He recoiled in utter shock and terror. No, my destiny orb. Muley frantically cast the guiding force technique, desperately trying to shift and protect his destiny orb with his protective jade pen. Damn it, the destiny orb's position has deviated from the predicted trajectory. This technique should have enveloped my entire body, but now my defense can't protect me completely. So he unleashed his ultimate move, fireball technique, black flame, a jet black fireball hurtling towards Muley with terrifying speed. A colossal pillar of fire erupted violently, engulfing Muley and everything around him in a sea of flames. Suhi suddenly recalled the moment he found the rare medicinal herb years ago. Black flame, a type of spiritual fire that only appears after breaking through to the foundation establishment stage. Fortunately, I found the earth flame vine, an extremely rare fire tribute medicinal herb. It's thanks to it that my fireball technique could become so powerful. The black flame fireball technique swiftly triggered an earth-shattering explosion. The flames raged, engulfing the entire forest. Hey, and snatch Muley's jade pouch. Your storage bag belongs to me too. He watched as the other man scrambled to escape. Despite losing an arm, he let out a cold snort. Except for my left arm. The Destiny Jade protected everything else. Consider yourself lucky. Now it's time for you to taste a fatal blow. Muley was engulfed in a sea of black flames, screaming miserably. Master, save me. Just then, Chun Dao Ling flew in. Muley, master is here. Suhi, upon noticing him, quickly fled. I actually made it at the critical moment. His master is definitely not someone to trifle with. I have to run. Chun Dao Ling performed a spell, conjuring interwoven red threads, quickly forming a protective shield around Muley. A strong wind arose, and rain poured down. Muley weakly called out, Master. Chun Dao Ling instructed, this is a golden origin pill. Stay here, regulate your chi, and heal your wounds. I will pursue that vile demon. Once you've recovered, come and meet me. With that, he shot into the deep forest like lightning. Regret gnawed at his heart. It's all my fault. Mufin lost his arm because of me. You beast. I swear I will take your life. Your blood will stain the altar. Chun Daoling continued his pursuit with terrifying speed. Sui silently assessed his pursuer's spiritual sense range, speed, and killing intent. Such terrifying speed and killing intent. This old man must have at least reached the great perfection stage of the Void Refinement Realm. From behind, Chun Daoling roared, Demon, stop, surrender now, and I might spare your life. So he used Earthdun technique, burrowing into the ground and sighing inwardly. He's far stronger than me, and he's pretending I'm severely injured. I have to get out of here. I absolutely cannot engage him head on. Chun Daoling used his spiritual sense to probe and track him. Underground? He knows Earth escape technique? Unbelievable! The old man exclaimed in astonishment. I can't believe how cunning this little devil is. So he was hiding underground, where he suddenly slammed into a huge boulder. The forceful impact left a large bump on his head, his face contorted in pain. Ouch! And it's granite. I can't use Earth escape technique anymore. Even if my tail could break through this rock, it would be incredibly slow. Sui hurriedly returned to the surface, his heart filled with dread. This is bad. He's catching up. My only option is to go on. Chun Dao Ling stretched out his hand and roared, Stop! No matter what you do today, you will not escape. Suhi emerged from the ground, only to crash into a cliff face. A sheer, towering cliff face. Maybe I can use this to my advantage. By then, Chen Daoling had also reached the surface. Chen Daoling was fleeing when suddenly, the space before him plunged into thick darkness. The towering cliff in front of Chen Daoling suddenly exploded, massive boulders plummeting down on him from above. Chen Daoling, horrified, quickly used the Vajra body protection technique to block the falling rocks. What devilish trick is that fiend playing? Ugh. So he muttered an incantation under his breath. That old geezer's protective magic is really tough. I can't crush him to death. Then I'll bury you alive. He roared, explosive burial. A terrifying surge of energy erupted, channeling his power for half a stick of incense's worth of time. Chen Daoling was buried under a mountain of rubble, roaring in fury. You damned beast! Sui breathed a sigh of relief. This time, I can definitely imprison that old man. In there, Chen Daoling strained with all his might, pushing against the rocks. You think this pile of rocks can bury me? I can't push it. Even earth manipulation won't work. What kind of demonic rock is this? Damn it, that fiend wants to trap me here until I die. I never thought I'd have to use the treasure my ancestor left me at a time like this. This is infuriating. He gritted his teeth, his hands clenched so tightly that the veins bulged. His eyes were bloodshot, terrifyingly laced with red. The great Tao is impartial, the situation dire, the rules absolute. This is the secret art of the violent god pill, a supreme technique left by the ancestral alchemist. It can sacrifice 25 years of lifespan in a brief moment, elevating one's cultivation to the foundation establishment realm. Instantly, the surrounding earth and rock shattered. The aged Chen Daoling suddenly rejuvenated, his entire body enveloped in a terrifying, violent crimson power. Foundation establishment stage, breakthrough. Foundation establishment stage, first level. Chen Daoling, enraged, gripped his tracking compass and growled, Beast, you dare force me to use a secret art that cost me 25 years of my life. I will drain every last bit of your demonic energy. You can't escape. He cast the wind-riding charm, soaring above the collapsing debris. I am Chen Daoling. Today, I swear to skin you alive, rip out your tendons, and hack you into 100 pieces. He unleashed his divine abilities, quickly locating the targets, so he was running for his life. He cursed under his breath. Damn it, how did that old geezer escape? It's over, I'm doomed. This terrifying killing intent and incredible speed. Could it be that he's broken through to the foundation establishment stage? Chen Daoling reached out in pursuit. Evil beast, where do you think you're going? By now, Suhi was almost at the riverbank. Chen Daoling cast the gravity manipulation technique. Instantly, the spell enveloped Suhi's entire body. He was horrified. This is the gravity manipulation technique? How can the gravity manipulation technique cast by a foundation establishment stage cultivator be so terrifyingly powerful? Chen Daoling slowly approached Suhi. Try to escape now. You killed my disciple. Today you will pay with your life. Hearing this, resentment filled Suhi's heart. Shameless old man. Clearly, you were the ones who stole the serpent fruit first. I couldn't just wait to die. I have to fight back. He threw a glowing pearl towards Chen Daoling. Die, you rotten old man, he roared with indignation. Chen Daoling scoffed. Resorting to hidden weapons? Just a desperate struggle. But as he was busy belittling the hidden weapon, now this old man, Suhi channeled his Yin power into the orb, causing it to swell abnormally. Chen Daoling was completely caught off guard. What's happening? Panic surged within him. Could it be that Yin power is useless against this? What kind of devilish hidden weapon is this? It actually pierced through my protective Zhen Qi. Seizing the opportunity, Suhi immediately jumped into the river. Water escape technique. Gotta get out of here. Chen Daoling finally snapped back to reality. He let him escape again. Under the river, Suhi quickly calculated. He's at the foundation establishment stage. His water escape technique is definitely much stronger than mine. I need to get ashore quickly and find a place to hide. But where to hide? All right, Xiemiao village, the mountain god temple. That's my sacred ground. The mountain god will protect me there. He arrived before an ancient temple, seemingly abandoned for a long time. Chen Daoling had finally arrived. This is the place. That cunning, treacherous fiend chose this dead-end path to hide. Could he be setting some sinister trap? Damn beast, I know you're hiding inside. Get out here. Suhi, hidden within the temple, witnessed Chen Daoling's raging shouts outside. Come out. and face your death. He panted, silently praying, desperately wishing for the mountain god to reveal himself and save his life. Even if the mountain god didn't appear, he at least needed to stall for time to recover some of his vital energy. Even a bit of chi would do. If there was no other way, he'd have to risk it all, pluck out his golden scale, and fight the old man. Driven to the edge, Chun Daoling unleashed a chain of exploding talismans, the continuous exploding talismans. He roared, "Then I'll destroy this entire temple." Instantly, blinding flashes and deafening explosions erupted from the temple. Witnessing, in a fit of madness, he attempted to set the entire temple ablaze. But just then, a pile of rubble and debris came crashing down, burying him alive. The man who was just moments ago arrogant and aggressive now writhed in agony, his body pinned and struggling for breath. Tian Mo Sanren suddenly materialized in midair, his voice booming with rage. "Insolent fool! Who dares to desecrate this deity's idol? Do you hear me? Or was that little punk deaf?" Chun Daoling's face paled the moment he saw Tian Mo Sanren, terror washing over him. Could it be? Could this be the legendary nascent soul stage monster? Run! Can I even escape? With that thought, he scrambled to his feet, leaping up in a desperate attempt to flee. Just then, Mu Lei came running from afar, shouting, "Master, I'm here to help." Chun Daoling looked at Mu Lei as if he were a sacrificial lamb, his eyes lighting up with wicked glee. "My good disciple, you've arrived at the perfect time." With those words, he unleashed his gravitational technique, yanking Mu Lei towards him. Meanwhile, Mu Lei was still consumed by terror and utter confusion. He could only let out a bewildered ugh. The moment he realized his master's true intentions, he was sucked into that terrifying vortex of darkness. In his despair, he cried out miserably, "Why? A. Chun Daoling, his dark eyes now filled with terror, desperately ran for his life. Before disappearing, he left behind one final sentence. "I'm sorry. I will take a blow for your master." But just then, Tian Mo Sanren spoke. "Fool, you're dead." That terrifying dark energy began to slowly seep into Mu Lei's body. His eyes turned white, making him look like a walking corpse, and he kept moaning. As for Chun Daoling, he used a Shun Xing Fu to escape with incredible speed. Even as he fled, he couldn't help but feel panic and fear. I'm no match for him. Why would such a terrifying expert appear in this remote, desolate place? At that moment, the old man's heart was suddenly invaded by dark streams of energy. Just a moment later, he too felt that excruciating pain, causing him to cough up blood. Bare-chested, Daoling was in a state of utter bewilderment when Tian Mo Sanren suddenly issued a warning. "If you dare appear before me again, I will scatter your soul, and you will never be able to reincarnate. No reincarnation will be possible." The old man's face was contorted, a grotesque mixture of terror and fury. He looked utterly monstrous. "Even after running so far, I still managed to gravely injure you," he roared. "Very well, just you wait." As for Tian Mo Sanren, he transformed into a jet-black stream of energy and entered Mu Lei's body, letting out a gasp of amazement. "This body is truly extraordinary," Tian Mo Sanren thought to himself. Meanwhile, Suhei stood beside him, shaking his head in regret. "The weak perish, the old flee." Fortunately, I guess correctly, the mountain god truly possesses a spirit. Suddenly, Mu Lei's body suddenly convulsed, his eyes blazing bright like two headlights piercing the night. A terrifying black aura emanated from him, enveloping his entire being. Witnessing Mu Lei abruptly rise, Suhi was startled and horrified, quickly feigning stillness. At that moment, Mu Lei's terrifying and grotesque face snapped around. Without hesitation, Suhi instantly cast Fireball, incinerating the charging corpse. The figure screamed in agony. "Stop playing dead. I'll tear you to shreds. Let's see you pretend now. You coward." Now, only half of the statue's face remained, shattered and incomplete. Its gaze remained fixed forward. This time, there shouldn't be any more problems, Suhi thought to himself. Suhi gathered the charred bones and reverently prayed. "Bones to ashes, thank you, great mountain god, for your assistance. Thank you, great mountain god, for your blessings. From now on, I will come here every year to offer incense and worship you." But at that moment, Tian Mo Sanren appeared, replying coldly. "Worship? What the hell are you talking about, you fool? Is your head filled with nothing but demons and ghosts?" Suhi jumped, exclaiming in terror. Mountain God has appeared. Mountain God has appeared. You don't want me to worship you? Tianmo, Sanrin stepped closer to Suhi, his voice a growl. Worship? Worship what? Are you planning to wait until I'm completely annihilated? My primordial spirit completely dissipated before you're satisfied with worshiping me, you monster? You've ruined my grand plan. Do you know that? I'll give you the time it takes an incense stick to burn. Quickly find me another body. Otherwise, I will curse you to never be reincarnated. Hearing these words, cold sweat poured down Suhi's forehead. He trembled, stammering in utter fear. So, will never be reincarnated. A deep sense of panic welled up inside him. Never be reincarnated. This is worse than death. Just then, Tianmo, Sanrin spoke. Death would be preferable. Don't try to fool me by just finding any random body. I need a body that is strong, young, and handsome. Suhei quickly disappeared, reassuring him, don't worry, Divine Master. I will arrange everything perfectly, guaranteeing your satisfaction. Tianmo, Sanrin scoffed, replying, I hope this boy doesn't take too long. My primordial spirit is fading rapidly. I must quickly find a temporary body to merge with. Otherwise, I fear my soul will be scattered and destroyed. Just then, he noticed a rat rummaging through the ashes of the burned corpse. Immediately, Tianmo, Sanrin possessed the tiny rat's body. After completing the infusion, he sat cross-legged on a large rock, hands resting on his knees, his face wrinkled in a grimace, muttering to himself, I am Tianmo, Sanrin. Having lived for hundreds of years, yet I have never encountered an evil entity that caused such terrible calamities as this damned fiend. Why, all those years ago, did I create such a dangerous plaything? A century ago, I was besieged by several major sects, leaving only my primordial spirit intact. Fortunately, I managed to escape into this sacred mountain, sealing my primordial spirit, clinging to life, Guyan Canchan, Guyan Kanquin, thanks to the power of faith until now. Only recently have I accumulated enough divine power to seize another body. It just so happened that Rindan and that Taoist priest appeared, presenting a golden opportunity for possession. Unexpectedly, that brat devoured both of them, causing my attempt at possession to fail miserably. But because he swallowed, it was thanks to a sliver of my primordial divine power that he was able to awaken his spiritual intelligence. Then the Chiu family arrived and I attempted to possess his body, but that little brat shattered me into pieces. The remaining traces of my primordial divine power were devoured by a pack of wild wolves, and that's how one of them gained spiritual intelligence. Initially, when he arrived, I intended to proceed cautiously, but that damn old Taoist destroyed my idol. Finally, I found a suitable body, only for that guy to discard it without a second thought. You monstrous fiend, just you wait. Once I find a perfect vessel, you'll pay dearly. I'll teach him a lesson he'll never forget. I wonder where that demonic fiend will find me a new host. This is going to be interesting. Tianmo, Sanrin's rage grew with every word. Hopefully, he'll capture some strong, healthy young men from the village for me to choose from. Meanwhile, Suhi was still searching for something, his eyes scanning the ground below. With a slightly displeased expression, Suhi mumbled, looking at the pale skeleton in tattered clothes. Below, he couldn't help but complain. Why is there only a skeleton left? How can this state meet the requirements? If I don't find it soon, I'll be cursed, forever unable to reincarnate. While lamenting, Suhi smacked his tail against his head in frustration. Suddenly, he seemed to realize something. There seems to be some movement over there. Must be a burial. Moving closer, he saw a wild wolf, digging at something. Is that a wolf? Grave robbing? Am I seeing things? It's stealing a corpse? Good heavens, that's quite ferocious, Suhi thought to himself. The wild wolf had glowing red eyes and sharp fangs, diligently digging with a frantic urgency. Witnessing this scene, Suhi concluded, such a heavy, murderous aura. The coffin's open, I see the body. Yes, quite young. Antoine, with his rippling muscles, extraordinary strength, and rugged charm, was truly a perfect heartthrob, flawless in every way. Standing nearby, he had already discovered the corpse beneath the coffin and immediately hatched a plan to steal it. The wild wolf, sensing danger in the air, warily glanced around its surroundings. It began to ponder. That demon serpent, could he be here to seize the body? Just as I suspected. Up ahead, Soo-hee, with eyes gleaming like headlights, made no attempt to hide his intentions as he stared intently at the wolf. The wolf continued its internal monologue. I'm so hungry I could faint. Why does he keep staring at me like that? Wait a minute. Something's not right. Why do I have a feeling he's not looking at the corpse? It turned out Soo-hee wasn't after the corpse, but the wolf's body itself. His gaze was fixed on the wolf with an intensity that sent shivers down its spine. Is he looking at me? Sweat poured down his face like rain, a half-gnawed bone falling from his mouth, before he turned and ran for his life without hesitation. Soo-hee immediately crawled on the ground, chasing after him and roaring, "Brat, where do you think you're going?" The demon wolf ran, howling in terror. "Murderer! Murderer! Murder! Help! A demon! Murderer!" Soo-hee's eyes lit up, clearly recognizing that this wild dog seemed to possess intelligence. Not only was it strong and virile, with a handsome and imposing appearance, but it was also a demon beast that had awakened its spirit. He poured all his energy into chasing the demon wolf, a satisfied thought crossing his mind. There's no more perfect body in this world than yours. Immediately after, he unleashed the beast taming coil technique, a powerful surge of energy rapidly swirling, attacking the demon wolf directly. The force transformed into a rope, tightly constricting its neck. The demon wolf howled in fury. "What do you want? Let me go. I'll eat you." So he fell into deep thought. This inky black dog must have devoured countless souls. That's why its resentment is so thick and ominous. Then, Soo-hee roared silence. "Follow me." A desperate cry suddenly echoed from the depths of the dark forest. "Mercy! Your Excellency, spare me. Please have mercy." Soo-hee immediately reassured him. "Shh, quiet now. The mountain god wishes to see you. This is a good thing. Come this way." Tianmo Sanrun was still frantically searching, muttering anxiously as he went. "Time is running out. This rat's body can't hold on much longer. I must find a new host quickly, if he doesn't come back." Just then, Soo-hee appeared, loudly announcing, "Your Excellency, Mountain God, I have found the perfect vessel for you. Look young, strong, handsome, extraordinary, sure to meet all your requirements." As he spoke, he proudly presented the demon wolf. Tianmo Sanrin suddenly fell silent. Soo-hee dared to ask, "What do you mean by perfect?" Enraged, he burst forth from the tiny rat's body, roaring in fury, "You monstrous fiend! Why don't you just die?" Soo-hee jolted, utterly terrified. "Old mountain god, what did this humble one do wrong? Why, did I do everything as you asked?" But by then, Tianmo Sanrun had already reached him, swiftly making a decision. "There's no more time. Instead of possessing a dog, I'll choose you, you blockhead. Hand over your body." Tianmo Sanrun transformed into a blinding light, attempting to possess Soo-hee's body. In an instant, Soo-hee morphed into a grotesque, monstrous adult form. Sharp fangs were bared. But in the next moment, Tianmo Sanrun was repelled, completely impenetrable. He exclaimed in astonishment, "His soul's been displaced? How is that even possible? Try again, you evil scourge. Don't even think about struggling." A fierce struggle ensued. Yao Lang watched from the side, marveling in awe. Is this truly the mountain god? After a period of fruitless effort, Tianmo Sanrun stopped to catch his breath, lamenting in frustration. "Phew, this scourge is truly powerful. How can his divine sense be this strong? Every time I try to enter, I'm pushed back out." Suddenly, his gaze shifted to Yao Lang, his eyes burning red. Behind it were countless wailing souls, emanating a thick miasma of resentment. He couldn't help but gasp in shock. "What's going on? This aura, it's so familiar. Is it coming from it? No way. Could this black dog be the Sha Mo's physical body?" After a moment, he decided to enter Yao Lang's body. Upon entering, he exclaimed in amazement, "It really is the Sha Mo's body, just like mine back then." Looking into this creature's memories, it turns out it devoured all the previous sacrifices. No wonder it awakened its spiritual sense. After its spiritual awakening, it continuously dug up graves and stole corpses to refine this body. You could say it achieved a form of immortality. Feeling satisfied, Tianmo Sanrun casually removed the rope around his neck and said with disdain, "This pathetic little rope belongs to that foolish snake? How could something like this possibly bind me?" Soo-hee, terrified, decided to quietly make his escape. "I gotta get out of here. Even the spirit beast binding rope is useless. But Tian Mo Sanrin spotted him and roared, "Stop right there." Then he declared, "Since you helped me find this immortal body, I've decided to take you as my disciple." Hearing this, Suhi's eyes lit up. Astonishment washed over Suhi. Could it be, he wondered, this mountain god wants to take me as his disciple? The deity continued, a smug tone in his voice. To become a disciple of Tian Mo Sanran is an immense fortune. What are you waiting for? Quickly, pay your respects. Suhi was both terrified and horrified by these words. Cold sweat dripped from his brow as he stammered, Tian. Then he blurted out, "What, Tian Mo? Aren't you the mountain god?" Tian Mo Sanrin burst into laughter. Placing a foot on Suhi's head, he said, "Ha ha ha. When did I ever say I was the mountain god? I'm just borrowing this mountain god statue for a bit. You assumed I was the mountain god on your own. What does that have to do with me?" Suhi fumed inwardly. Damn it. The mountain god I've been worshipping all this time is a fraud. He threatened. You dare impersonate a god? Aren't you afraid of divine retribution? The dead belong in hell. Tian Mo Sanrin burst into laughter, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Ha ha ha. Retribution. Ha ha ha. As his laughter subsided, he suddenly transformed into a horrifying figure, uttering ghostly words. "In the memories I have of you, there's no such thing as retribution. Going to hell? Humph. That's just a baseless, comforting lie for pathetic insects. How could you even entertain such a thought? Look at this dog, daring to rob graves and desecrate corpses, showing no reverence for the divine, no fear of me, truly a worthy successor of Tian Mo Sanrin." So he was drenched in cold sweat, his voice trembling as he asked, "Sanrin, do you mean that anyone who dares to take another's life, you will devour their soul?" A terrifying silence filled the air. The scene shifted to a dark, damp valley in Taishongshan. Suhi frowned, his face etched with displeasure. Tian Mo Sanrin asked, "What's wrong? Let's go." Suhi, unable to contain his fury, roared, "This is my territory. Who gave you permission to follow me?" The old man calmly replied, "What? Just because it's your territory, this poor monk can't set foot here." Suhi, still indignant, demanded, "Who is your disciple?" Tian Mo Sanrin continued, "It must be that swamp up ahead, leading to a cave deep underground. Isn't it? That's your lair, right?" Suhi felt incredibly wronged, but powerless. He could only curse inwardly. That damn old dog. I've been running at full speed all day, and still can't shake him off. Meanwhile, Tian Mo Sanrun lay sprawled on a tree branch, a sly grin on his face. "Tired yet, little demon?" A moment later, his anger subsiding, so he furrowed his brow, lost in thought. This old man's strength was clearly unfathomable. Moreover, it seemed that after transforming into a dog, it probably doesn't harbor any resentment towards me anymore. Why don't I grant it a bit of mercy and send it on its way? Suddenly, Lang Wang appeared, devouring a goat, and letting out a cry of ooh-hoo. "Your Majesty, Tian Mo," Suhi exclaimed with a delighted expression. "Fatty sheep, good job, Wolf King. I'm starving." Just as he finished speaking, Suhi opened his mouth wide and took a massive bite out of the fat sheep. Witnessing this scene, Tian Mo Sanrin expressed his dissatisfaction, saying loudly, "You beast, I'm practically your teacher. Why don't you show me any respect?" Suhi immediately turned his head, his bright eyes teasing Tian Mo Sanrin. "Wolves eat meat, dogs eat shit. How about Wolf King takes a dump for you to eat?" Wolf King immediately lowered his hind legs into a position ready to defecate. Tian Mo Sanrun was speechless for a few seconds, then angrily lunged forward and bit Wolf King. "You beast! I'll bite you to death," Suhi frantically called out to Wolf King. A moment later, both Wolf King and Suhi were curled up in a ball, obediently standing before Tian Mo Sanrun. He sat down and burst into laughter. "Haha, get out. For years, no one has dared to insult me like this. Oh, my foolish disciple. Do you know the consequences of disrespecting your master? Do you have any idea what will happen to you?" But Suhi stubbornly retorted, "I never said I didn't respect you. It's just that dogs naturally love to eat shit." Hearing this, Tian Mo Sanrin suddenly transformed into a giant, exuding a world-shaking pressure. He roared, "So you admit you're my disciple then?" Suhi gritted his teeth in anger, but couldn't do anything, only able to retort, You have a sinister smile." "Hey, I'm not smiling." But Tian Mo Sanrin continued nonchalantly, I have enlightened you. prayed for your smooth cultivation journey. You even knelt and kowtowed to me. Playing dumb now is useless. I am your master. That's an undeniable truth. These eloquent and logical words seemed to brainwash Soo-hee. He could only break out in a cold sweat, stammering in response. What you said seems to make some sense. But right after, a sly grin spread across his face, his eyes flashing with cunning. I'm not that easily fooled. With those words, he performed the water escape technique, instantly burrowing into the ground. Tianmo, San-run was startled, jumping back in alarm. But then he became excited, exclaiming loudly, "You brat, you scared me." It's been ages since I've had such a good laugh. Having a playful little mouse in front of me is quite entertaining. The scene then shifted to Soo-hee's lair. A mystical, brilliantly colored energy hovered in midair. Inside the cave, everything radiated with a shimmering, magical light like a celestial realm. I didn't expect it to last this long. There are some signs of demonification, and it even knows how to regulate its breathing. So he said irritably, "Why are you so close? Get away." He still wore Mulei's dough-shaped pouch around his neck, undefined. Just a bunch of junk. Thought it was something special, wouldn't even want it if you gave it to me. So he didn't bother paying attention, dumping everything from the cloth bag onto the ground. He satisfyingly took inventory of each item: elixirs, talismans, rare medicinal herbs, and mysterious jade slips. "These things are similar to Mulei's stuff," he muttered. "But this alchemy furnace, NDT-0? And that stone, what's it used for?" Just then, Tianmo, San-run suddenly jumped out from behind him, his eyes shining brightly like car headlights, filled with desire. "Spirit stone." "Woof woof," Sui yelled. "You sly dog. Didn't I say you didn't need any? So you were planning to steal it?" Tianmo, San-run quickly shook his head, denying it. He pretended to be uninterested, saying, "I was just curiously taking a look, as if I'd want it." So he couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat, thinking, is he gone? But that tail's wagging so hard, He's clearly quite eager. Yet he's still going through these random elixirs. Elixir Chapter 45? Miraculous Pill Secrets, Jade Slip, Heavenly Scripture. This book is all about pill refinement. If I have time later, I definitely have to study this. Wu Yin saw Xiao as she coiled around the pill furnace, his face full of surprise. It seems you're particularly fond of this pill furnace. Unfortunately, your current cultivation is still too weak. You can't use it yet. Xiao she only let out a few soft hisses in response. In another space, someone was currently performing the guiding force technique, causing large and small pillars of smoke to billow upwards. In a previous battle, that old man used the guiding force technique. Even from 100 zhang away, he could still attack me. I must also cultivate to that realm. A chaotic battle was raging fiercely in this dense forest. Village Chief Wang appeared with a ferocious wild boar. It roared proudly. "Grunt, grunt." Sui saw it and cheered excitedly. Oh, the little boar couldn't help but exclaim. Having a little brother deliver lunch on time is quite enjoyable. Wild boar meat is still more delicious than mutton. Mutton just has this weird smell. The little boar savored each bite as he spoke. At that moment, Tianmo, San-run, spoke from a tree branch above. "Disciple, you eat this kind of food every day. When will you ever achieve a breakthrough?" Su-hei said dejectedly, "Oh, why are you back again?" Tianmo, San-run shot him a disdainful glance. "This garbage. Even a dog would turn its nose up at it." "Then tell me, what do you eat?" Su-hei retorted. He hastily replied, "Nonsense. Demonic beasts and spiritual herbs, of course." Su-hei immediately responded, "Easy for you to say. Were there any demonic beasts around here? If we're counting demonic beasts, there's only the Wolf King left. Eating it now won't make much of a difference. Better to save it for later." Lang Wang stood behind them, his face contorted in pain, only able to let out muffled groans. Tianmo, San-run suddenly pulled out a storage ring and casually replied, "That's your problem. Cooped up in a place like this, how can you enjoy any delicacies? Let me show you what's in this storage ring. It's full of spoils of war I collected last night and this afternoon." Upon seeing the item, Su-hei gasped in astonishment. "Isn't this a late-stage, sentient demon beast?" Tianmo, San-run also landed on the ground, a smug look on his face, chuckling. "This is called a Ling Wei chicken, a type of spiritual fowl raised by a nearby sect, specifically for culinary purposes. Its meat is much tastier than wild beasts. I was passing by, and it smelled so good, I just snatched two on my way back." So he immediately used his earth dung technique, burrowing into the ground, only daring to peek out like a scaredy cat. Do you think I've gone mad? Could it be that someone's been following you? Tianmo, Sanren reassured him. Don't worry, I always work carefully and cleanly. No one in this world can trace Tianmo's tracks. In short, no one's tailing us here. You can rest easy. With those words, he began plucking the feathers of the spirit bird with an eager expression. First, the plucking. Look how plump this chicken is. Suhi, no longer wary, emerged from the ground. With greedy eyes, thinking to himself, fat, so fat. A flame suddenly erupted from Tianmo Sanren's foot, his eyes gleaming brightly. He expertly rotated the spirit bird while humming a tune. Then we roasted over the fire. Listen to the sizzle of the fat. Crackle, crackle. Oh, my disciple's mouth is watering. Want a bite? It's simple. Just trade a spirit stone. Xiao, but she suddenly seemed to hear something incredibly tempting and let out a delighted hiss. Sui said, look. Xiao Bai she smelled the aroma and woke right up. He himself couldn't help but gulp repeatedly, his face flushing from the alluring scent. But he still stubbornly said, want a spirit stone? In your dreams, even if I starve to death. I won't eat your roasted chicken. But Tianmo Sanren knew he was craving it, so he continued to stick out his tongue, drool dripping as he teased him. Look at this golden, juicy chicken. It's fat sizzling, my good disciple. You really have backbone. Well then, just watch me eat. With that, Tianmo Sanren didn't hesitate, taking a huge bite out of the chicken leg and ripping it apart right in front of Suhi. He even pretended to yell, it's so hot. The chicken juice splashed in my eye. Phew, phew. In the blink of an eye, the chicken leg was still steaming hot as it left his mouth. The roasted chicken was reduced to nothing but a pile of clean white bones in Tianmo Sanren's hands. Spotless. He continued to devour the rest of the food ravenously, casually tossing bones over his shoulder, not forgetting to add a sarcastic remark. Feel free to gnaw on the bones, don't be shy. Suhi turned away in disgust, muttering under his breath, I wouldn't dream of it. Suddenly, he spun around. Your disciple really isn't going to eat? Surprisingly. Tianmo Sanren shoved a large chicken leg towards Suhi. The golden brown drumstick, glistening with fat, seemed to beckon him, exuding an irresistible aroma. Here, have a bite. Suhi was enraged, roaring and unleashing a furious burst of flames. Tianmo Sanren calmly dodged the attack, running and yelling. Don't be angry. I'm your master. How could I possibly trick you? You know, if you were to sell this Ling Wei chicken, you could get at least 300 spirit stones for it. You're getting a great deal. Suhi immediately retorted, Oh, then why don't you go sell it yourself? Do you take me for a fool? Tianmo Ren looked at him with a knowing glint in his eyes. You're quite sharp. Then he slowly replied, Currently, I'm in this dog horse form, not very convenient for going out to peddle goods. As for whether I'm deceiving you or not, disciple, turn around and take a look for yourself. So he turned around, puzzled. Ling Wang's eyes were wide, his jaw dropped, his face tilted up to the sky. A voice filled with astonishment rang out. Ling Wang, he's broken through to the 3rd level of Tongling, spiritual connection. Even Xiao Bai has broken through to the 2nd level of Tongling. Xiao Bai was currently in a frenzy of breakthrough. A new surge of power enveloped the two small beasts. Tianmo Ren said smugly, See, I didn't lie to you, did I? Just by eating a few scraps, they've already broken through. This is the... Witnessing this, Sui didn't hesitate for a moment. He immediately took out a large spirit stone and generously offered it. Money in one hand, goods in the other. Tianmo Sanren took it with a satisfied expression, saying, That's more like it. After the transaction was complete, Suhi immediately received a massive Ling Wei chicken, radiating overwhelming spiritual energy. A rich fragrance spread, making his entire body feel warm and comfortable. At this moment, the mysterious cauldron immediately sucked the Ling Wei chicken inside. Sui focused his mind, and the demon god's rotation began to operate. Abundant spiritual energy continuously poured within the cauldron. Sui seized the opportunity and opened his mouth wide, eagerly absorbing the surging spiritual energy, breaking through to the 5th level of spirit communication. After absorbing it all, Sui let out a long, satisfied burp. He silently praised in his heart. The Ling Wei chicken truly lived up to its reputation, worthy of being a late-stage spirit communication demonic beast. Just refining a small portion had already led to a breakthrough. The remaining portion should be enough for him to cultivate for several more days. The scene shifts to Suhi's secluded retreat. Everything still exuded an ethereal, shimmering, and magical beauty as it always had. Suhi was currently curled up under the mystical tree, his body emitting faint, hazy streams of energy. He had finally completed the refinement process. Not only had he reached the peak of the 5th level of spiritual connection, but the golden scales on his body had also become denser. That old man didn't trick me this time. This spirit stone was truly worth every penny. The three of them were still diligently cultivating and honing themselves. It seems this old man's cultivation is unfathomably deep. Tianmo Taoren said triumphantly, "Ah, my disciple, you've finally succeeded." How was the effect of the 9-tailed spirit chicken? Although overjoyed, so he still tried to appear indifferent. It was all right. Hearing this, Tianmo Ta-Ren proposed a collaboration. Let's catch a few more together then. We'll split them 50-50. I guarantee within a month, you'll break through to the late stage of spiritual connection. And within a year, you'll reach the great perfection of spiritual connection. He gasped in astonishment. Reach the great perfection stage in just 1 year? How was that even possible? Tianmo Sanrun was still toying with the crystal in his hand, a look of pure amusement on his face. This master has never spoken empty boasts. Suhi immediately refused. I'm not going anywhere. That's a late-stage spirit communication demonic beast. Extremely dangerous. If you want to go yourself, he said scornfully. That spirit-tailed chicken, does it even deserve to be called a demonic beast? It's been raised by humans for so long. It's lost all its wildness and fighting spirit. It's not even as good as a mid-stage demonic beast. He recalled the previous terrifying experience, cold sweat pouring out, and hastily refused. Even so, I'm not going. Last time I went to steal a pig, I almost lost my life. Tianmo Sanren found it amusing. What kind of pig did you encounter, you brat? Then he laughed heartily, saying shamelessly, I'll go myself. After all, if I get chased, I'll be there shortly. So he couldn't contain his anger and blurted out, I've never met anyone as shameless and brazen as you. He patted Suhi's shoulder lightly and said in a gentle tone, Don't worry, following this master is absolutely safe. Would I deceive you? I can accompany you this time. But don't call me Disciple Suhi anymore after this. Only then did he remember he hadn't introduced himself. I have a proper name. It's Suhi, Tianmo Sanren said while alternately hitting and soothing him. All right, Suhi, my disciple even knows how to name himself, although it's quite an ordinary name. He retorted without hesitation. Still better than your Sanren or whatever. Then a heated argument erupted. I'm the world-renowned Tianmo Sanrun. My demonic might fills the heavens, making the entire world tremble. My reputation precedes me, clearly not someone ordinary. After his rant, the old geezer turned serious. Oh, right, forget it. It's pointless trying to reason with a stubborn fool like you. In any case, before I regain my full power, revealing my true identity isn't the wisest move. It's better to use an alias for the time being. I am cloaked in mysterious black, so call me Hey D. So he quickly seized the opportunity for a clever wordplay, twisting the words to tease Tianmo Sanrun. Hey D, black, younger brother. Tianmo Sanrun, enraged, hastily corrected the D in ZD Wong, purple Emperor King. So he immediately protested. No way. You're the Emperor, then what am I? I see your head is so big. Let's call you to Hey Big Black. Tianmo Sanrun retorted. That sounds like a dog's name. Are you a dog? After a fruitless argument, Tianmo Sanrun had to revise the alias. Fine, shut up. No more Hey D. Let's change it to Hey Huang, Black Emperor. Is that okay? So he finally agreed. All right, Hey Huang. Sometime later, the scene shifted to Xiao Yao Zone. It was a complex of buildings, with structures of varying heights intertwined, were built adjacent to each other at the foot of a towering mountain, exuding an aura of majesty and grandeur. Suddenly, Suhi's voice broke the silence. Do you know how many cultivation sects there are in the Chu kingdom? Suhi and He Huang were concealed behind a large boulder, secretly observing the scene below. Suhi responded to the previous question. I only know of the Bushi zone. Could there be other sects that specialize in snakes? He Huang immediately showed off his knowledge. It's understandable that a demon snake like you only knows of the Bushi zone. Listen carefully. The Chu Kingdom has a total of 5 great sects, distributed throughout the north, south, east, and west. In the north, there's Pang Shui, in the west, Kunlun, in the east, Peng Lai, and in the south, Bushi. And located right in the center is the Tianjian, which is directly under the imperial court. So there are 5 great sects: Pang Shui, Kunlun, Tianjian, Peng Lai, and Bushi zone. Countless sects, big and small, throughout the land, all fall under the jurisdiction of the 5 great sects. The Bushi zone was formerly the illustrious Songlong zone, but later declined in power. Fearing that its great reputation would invite disaster and deadly misfortune, it decided to change its name. Su He, upon hearing this, raised a question. So this Xiao Yao zone we're going to, what rank does it hold? He Huang then explained, that Xiao Yao zone, huh? It's just an insignificant minor sect, not even worth mentioning. A branch under the Bu Shi Zong's command. Only 5 Foundation establishment cultivators are stationed there. Hearing this, the young man could only let out a surprised "oh," but right after he snapped out of his daze and abruptly clung to a bush, refusing to let go. I won't go. You can beat me to death, but I won't go. 5 Foundation establishment cultivators. Are you trying to get me killed? He Huang, enraged, bit the young man's tail and dragged him along, grumbling. What in the world are you so afraid of? Can you hurry up a bit? The old man pointed in a direction, gesturing to Su He. Come here, quick. Do you see that slope ahead? That's where an old geezer in the Foundation establishment realm raises a flock of spirit-tailed chickens. Su He quickly regained his composure and said, let's get a closer look. He Huang couldn't help but feel speechless. This kid, his face changes so fast. After seeing the flock of spirit-tailed chickens, Su He couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. Whoa, so many. There are over 100 of them. These demonic beasts are just allowed to roam free like this. Aren't they afraid they'll all run away? He Huang responded with disdain. Run away? You try catching one. The two were currently hidden amongst the tree branches. Seeing that Su He hadn't responded yet, the old man taunted him. What? Chicken. At this, Su He took the bait. All right, I'll try. He then used his divine ability, blossoming. But his power seemed to be blocked by an invisible barrier, throwing him backwards. He Huang thought to himself, whoa. As expected, repelled. Meanwhile, Su He was a blubbering mess, wailing dramatically. Holy crap, my divine sense can't penetrate inside, he declared, then started digging into the ground, saying, this place is dangerous. Don't be rash. He Huang quickly grabbed his tail, pulling him back and trying out advising, retreat? What retreat? It's just a barrier formation. Nothing I can't handle. Did he use this? As he finished speaking, he pulled out a piece of paper containing something greenish. Su He asked curiously, what is that? He Huang grinned slyly. Sprinkle this powder down there and watch closely. This is truth-revealing powder, specifically for breaking protective barriers. Then, we'll use this. This is spirit worm, a Lingwei chicken's favorite snack. Plump insects rained down from the sky. A rooster, spotting the juicy bugs, stared down from above, clucking incessantly. Let's hide underground and wait for them to approach. Listen for my command. Then we strike. The chickens were engrossed in pecking at the fat insects. He Huang quickly devised a plan. Catch as many as you can. Then run. Su He nodded vigorously. Coming, right away. Ready. Cluck. Just then a chicken, savoring its meal, suddenly noticed glowing red eyes peering from the darkness. A sense of danger filled the air. Then a shout rang out. Now. Su He burst from the ground and used his beast-taming ring. Sensing the imminent threat, the chickens squawked in panic. As for He Huang, he snorted out thick black smoke from his nostrils, suffocating the chickens and making them easy to catch. You punks dare to rebel against me? You caught me, and now you're telling your buddies to scram? They escaped already? Just then, Su He used Earth-Dome technique with lightning speed, burrowing into the ground. Duh, don't need to spell it out for you? You get out of here too. He frantically urged He Huang, who was still busy devouring a chicken. Suddenly, a figure flew towards them from afar, bellowing in fury. Well. So that's why a few chickens have gone missing the past 2 days. It's you demonic creature, who dared to steal them. This was Elder Zhou Su of the Xiao Jiao sect. Su He cried out in panic. We're doomed. Someone's coming. Run. But He Huang calmly swallowed the chicken and replied, "What's there to worry about? Keep calm. We'll split up and escape." With that, he immediately cast Earth Dun technique, his body sinking into the ground. Zhou immediately swung his whisk, shouting, "Earth Dun technique? Where did you learn such a despicable sorcery?" As soon as he finished speaking, the surrounding earth instantly turned into solid rock, as quick as lightning. The technique was executed flawlessly, trapping He Huang against the hardened rock, preventing him from digging any deeper. The path downwards was completely sealed. If that's the case, thinking this, He Huang immediately leaped up from the ground. Zhou looked down in astonishment. He Huang is moving with huge leaps, its sharp claws gripped onto anything in its path. Running upwards? That old geezer might not be able to catch me. Zhou chased after him, yelling, "Demon, where do you think you're going?" This movement technique is unlike any ordinary demon. He Huang moved with terrifying speed, especially when combined with wind walking. "Damn it, are you a man or a dog?" The elder continued his pursuit, roaring, "Stop!" No text provided, leaving this subtitle blank. Only Suhi was lucky enough to escape, hiding underground. Only then did he dare to poke his head out, surveying the chaotic scene above. Witnessing the horrifying sight, Suhi couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat, his body trembling. "Luckily, I was quick-witted enough to hide," he thought to himself. "Otherwise, I would have been hunted down relentlessly." A true Foundation establishment cultivator is truly terrifying. That old dog, you better pray for yourself. As for me, I need to quickly find a safe place to refine my spoils. Scene changes to a hidden cave. Suhi stepped inside, placing the several Ling Wei chickens on the ground as he muttered to himself. This place has dangerous terrain, well concealed. It's truly an ideal place for refinement. I must quickly absorb the spiritual energy from these chickens and then return home. A long night brings many dreams and could reveal my location. Combining the spiritual energy from these Ling Wei chickens with the elixirs I obtained earlier, I can definitely easily break through to the 6th level of spirit communication, perhaps even reach the peak of spirit communication realm. He chuckled. As expected, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. Thinking of the bright future ahead, Suhi turned to roast the chickens, his face filled with excitement. But suddenly, his expression changed drastically, sweat pouring down his face like rain, his face filled with utter terror. Half the chicken was engulfed in flames, char black in Laogo's hands. It seemed his chicken roasting venture wasn't going so well. He wiped away a tear with his tail, filled with regret and endless sorrow. It was beyond saving, never to return to its original form. A perfectly good chicken, now a victim of this unfortunate predicament. But just then, He Huang unexpectedly appeared at the stall's entrance. He barged in, booming, "Who said I was dead, Lao? Go." "You're not dead?" Suhi exclaimed in astonishment, while He Huang was in a foul mood. He slumped to the ground, leaning against a rock, grumbling, "Damn it, because of that old geezer, I had to leave behind 3 nine-tailed spirit chickens. What a waste. It's infuriating." Suhi couldn't help but break out in another cold sweat. Then, he offered the half-burnt chicken from earlier and said kindly, "Here, have this." He Huang stared, bewildered. What are you doing?" Suhi turned to leave, but Yishu hastily explained, "This time, if it weren't for you luring the enemy, I wouldn't have been able to catch these 3 fragrant roasted chickens. As per our initial agreement," Suhi said, "we split it evenly, half for each of us." He Huang grabbed a chicken, grinning from ear to ear. "You're nothing like the disciple I trained." Suhi awkwardly denied it. "I never admitted to being your disciple." He Huang stopped teasing him, hugged the chicken, and turned to leave, muttering, Fine, fine. Don't be so stubborn. I'll just take this burnt to a crisp chicken of yours." Suhi sighed. "Burnt like that, it's only half as effective." But he didn't dwell on it, replying, "It's still usable. I'll show you again later. Watch carefully. Let me borrow your tail for a moment." He exclaimed in surprise, "Huh? My tail?" Moments later, a sharp tail suddenly appeared, meticulously chopping carrots. A thin thread dangled in the air. And then, perfectly sliced carrots began to fall one after another. A pot of golden braised chicken, emitting an enticing aroma. He Huang stirred the pot while patiently instructing, "This chicken can not only be roasted, but also used for soup. The fire's too strong. You fool. Add water quickly." Suhi hurriedly replied, Then, Using his telekinesis, he controlled the water flow, pouring it smoothly into the pot. He Huang continued his guidance. Next, add the rest in, and a few precious, nourishing treasures from heaven and earth. Into the pot went ginseng, lingji mushrooms, and other rare herbs, making the soup incredibly tempting. Sui was now drooling, practically inhaling the aroma. Smells divine. He Huang warned, don't drool in it. Sui's drool seemed about to overflow. He could barely contain his craving. Sui impatiently asked He Huang, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? He Huang responded with a sigh. Not yet. All right, here, eat up. Upon receiving the invitation, Suhei opened his mouth wide and devoured a whole boiled chicken. Only clear broth remained in the pot. Delicious, so delicious. Witnessing Suhei's whirlwind eating, sweat pouring off him like rain, made him exclaim, are you the reincarnation of Tao Tai? You're eating like you've starved for lifetimes. Slow down. Suhei, fully satiated, rubbed his belly contentedly, letting out a loud burp. Thanks, brother. I'm going to refine this. The chicken was so tender, absolutely delicious. He Huang, sprawled on a rock, cheerfully waved his paw. Yeah, go on. After Suhei left, he picked his teeth and thought to himself, these two foolish disciples. I already ate all 3 of those chickens long ago. Not only were they foolish enough to give me another one, but they even thanked me. So naive and adorable. A moment later, inside the demonic god cauldron, Suhei opened his mouth, absorbing a large amount of spiritual energy to break through. Spirit communication stage 6. Break. Suddenly, in the next moment, the spiritual energy around him, having exhausted nearly all his Jin Qi, Ying Xiao wore an expression of utter bewilderment. Failed to break through to the 7th realm. What's going on? Could it be because I haven't fully refined the Ling Wei chicken? Impossible. Immediately after, he opened his mouth wide, absorbing a surge of spiritual energy into his body. Just as he steeled his resolve and finished absorbing, he broke through to the 5th level. Demon God Cauldron, break through once more for me. A moment later, a miserable scream echoed out. MANHWARECAP. Why did it fail again? Could it be because the previous breakthrough was too recent, making my cultivation foundation unstable? At this moment, He Huang dragged a large boulder closer, saying, you fool, let your master lend you a hand. As soon as he finished speaking, he threw the boulder to the ground and roared. Condense. A powerful energy, obeying He Huang's command, converged. It incinerated everything around, then condensed into a raging inferno at his feet, blank on purpose as requested. This is the medicinal dregs from the bottom of the cauldron, the essence condensed into a pill. This was Suhi. Before he could even ask what it was, He Huang quickly shoved it into his mouth. While doing so, he said, this is the aperture opening pellet. Eat it and try again. After swallowing it, tasting the flavor, he grimaced and exclaimed, ugh, why does it taste burnt? Let me try again. Immediately after, Suhi's body suddenly emitted a dazzling light. His eyes also lit up brightly, and he cried out, old dog, I've broken through. Time flew by quickly. 10 days later, amidst the dense forest, plumes of gray smoke billowed upwards. He Huang lavishly praised him. Not bad, disciple. Less than half a month, and you've already reached the peak of the 6th level. I told you, just follow my training, and I guarantee you'll reach the late stage within a month. I didn't lie to you. The surface of the massive rock was now riddled with deep, devastating gouges. So he couldn't help but blush crimson, embarrassedly admitting, you are absolutely right. I'm lucky you were here to help me this time. But from now on, even if it means getting beaten to death, I wouldn't dare steal chickens here again. The two walked side by side along the winding path. He Huang replied confidently, don't worry, I'm not stupid. We can't keep hunting in the same spot forever. Next time, we'll change locations. Yen Su will take you to a new place later. Great, Sui said, following behind. Actually, there's no rush. For the next month or so, I want to solidify my current realm before attempting to break through to the later stage. Even if it takes a year, it's fine. Having said that, a worry arose in his heart. Although my realm has had a breakthrough this time, the increase in physical strength is quite limited, and the golden scale molting phenomenon from before didn't even appear. There's only one more piece. Humans primarily cultivate Jin Qi, while demonic beasts mainly refine their physical bodies. We cannot reverse the laws of nature. Impatience for quick success often leads to the opposite of what's desired. Suddenly, a bizarre scene unfolded before their eyes. Wu Yin gasped in astonishment. What is that? He Huang calmly replied. What else could it be? It's a fire. Before them, a colossal inferno raged fiercely behind the mountain range. Upon witnessing the terrifying sight, Suhi panicked, tears streaming down his face. It's over. It's over. Everything's gone. He Huang chased after Suhi, who was rushing towards the blaze, yelling, Are you trying to die? Isn't it just a normal forest fire? What's so shocking about it? At that moment, Suhi suddenly turned serious, his eyes gleaming as he stared ahead. This is no ordinary forest fire. Who could have done this? His voice was filled with extreme worry. Hey Huang, Suhi, calm yourself. All you've ever wanted was a peaceful life. But this fire, it's too much. Everywhere you look, there's nothing but a raging inferno, death and destruction. Suhi cried out in anguish. How could I possibly remain calm? This is my home, my homeland. At this rate, it will take 7 days and nights for the fire to reach the lair of that serpent demon. My master only has 3 short years left to live. His only remaining desire is to skin that demon, extract its tendons, and refine them into a serpent elixir. This time, Master will finally achieve his goal. 2 figures stood before the raging inferno. From their conversation, it seemed they were the ones responsible for this devastating catastrophe. Chun Daoling, with hair as white as silk, looked up at the sky with a vacant expression and said, My dear disciple, you are now my only solace in this world. On this journey, besides seeking personal revenge, I have a more important purpose. The snake demon and the existence of Wanshi Valley have attracted the attention of an elder. The serpent sect is planning to establish a branch right here in this land. When the time comes, you can join the branch to cultivate. Ding Hai pondered for a moment and then said, A branch? Not only will it help you rapidly increase your cultivation level, but it will also promote the prosperity of the surrounding villages and towns. Ding Hai contemplated for a moment and then asked, Master, this elder you mentioned, which sect does this expert belong to? An almighty cultivator of the golden core stage. A man suddenly appeared, holding a fan, with a relaxed and elegant demeanor. He hovered in midair, observing the scenery below. The terrain here is flat and spacious, with 8 suitable locations for building cities. This location boasts picturesque mountains and rivers, a truly breathtaking landscape, perfect for raising spiritual birds and exotic beasts. I give a name. This land is near rivers and streams, with abundant water sources, ideal for cultivating a thriving medicinal herb garden. A 7. It has potential for growing spiritual plants, but the mountainous terrain is quite unsightly, only worthy of 3. Xianyang Z commented. Blackened tree trunks lay scattered, creating a scene of desolation. The raging fire had reached Suhi's cave, where the Wolf King was still trapped inside, his agonizing howls echoing everywhere. Suhi was terrified, his heart burning with anxiety. Hey Huang, quickly follow me inside. The Wolf King is in danger. Observing the situation, He Huang gasped in astonishment. I can't believe even this place has been burned down. The white flood dragon quickly entered the cave. Suhi anxiously shouted, Xiao Bai, Wolf King. At that moment, a mystical tree was uprooted, appearing before their eyes. Throwing an explosive talisman, Suhi yelled, Follow me, quickly, let's go. I'll lead you out. The rushed forward, tears and snot streaming down his face. Water bomb technique. At that moment, translucent water spheres suddenly appeared amidst the raging inferno. But they were too few against the ferocious flames. Evaporating instantly, He Huang exclaimed, My throat's parched. How can a little bit of water extinguish such a raging wildfire? At that time, Suhi was standing on a rock outcrop outside, drenched in sweat, helplessly sighing, Ha ha ha. Now I understand what a drop in the bucket truly means. My throat's so dry. He Huang's eyes gleamed as he looked into the distance, calmly replying, In this dry weather, wildfires are as common as dirt. Don't bother yourself with these unforeseen incidents. Suhi immediately retorted, A fire of this scale is definitely not a coincidence. You said before that the snake-catching sect has many branches, located in places where spiritual energy converges and snakes thrive. Is that so? He Huang inquired. HM, you mean there's a suitable location nearby to establish a sect? Suhe replied, Precisely, that place is called the 10,000 Snake Valley. Every spring I go there. Countless snakes gather. Hearing this, He Huang immediately understood the matter. So that's it. but a sect specializing in hunting snakes to establish a branch. Must have a powerful cultivator, at least at the foundation establishment stage, or perhaps even a core formation expert. I see. No wonder they set the forest on fire. Suhei, enraged, transformed into his human form, preparing to charge into battle. I must eliminate these villains. Hei Huang quickly enlarged his body, blocking Suhei. Hey kid, calm down. Don't act rashly now. We still have plenty of time to cultivate and become stronger. Suhei gradually regained his composure. I know, I'm not stupid. It's just up ahead. It seems there's something. Suddenly, the figure of Xianyang Zi appeared ahead. Hei Huang immediately voiced a warning. 30 miles ahead, a human cultivator is approaching. Wu Yin quickly asked, what's his cultivation level? Take a guess. Hei Huang replied. Wu Yin responded, oh, not bad. But Sui wasn't acting like his usual self. He didn't immediately run away upon hearing the opponent's cultivation level. Right after hearing the other person's cultivation level, as if to probe, Sui used an earth dung technique, concealing himself underground. Hei Huang couldn't help but show disdain. Look at your cowardly behavior. Hey, I wasn't finished yet. A voice echoed from beneath the ground. That's just a clone, not my true body, Sui replied. Why didn't you say so earlier? Wu Yin exclaimed. How strong is that clone? Hei Huang hurriedly asked. I don't know. Sui explained. Clones have varying levels of power. The strongest is the transformation clone, while the weakest still possesses the core formation realm. The weakest is the paper clone, only equivalent to the level of a chi refining stage cultivator. At this moment, Xian Yangzi's true body also noticed and looked down below. Immediately afterward, he took the paper clone and dove straight down. Witnessing this scene, Suhei was extremely terrified and exclaimed, it seems like he's discovered us. He's flying towards us. He's so fast. Hei Huang immediately stuck an invisibility talisman on himself and Suhei, an invisibility talisman. He anxiously asked, he's almost here. Aren't we going to run? Hei Huang reassured him, don't worry, my invisibility talisman. Even a great Luo golden immortal wouldn't be able to detect us. Sure, he's here. At this moment, the two were hiding on a precarious cliff face. Xian Yangzi stopped and looked down from above. He glanced around with a slightly contemptuous expression and commented, your hiding technique is only. You can't escape. Both of them were drenched in sweat, beads of perspiration dripping down their faces. Xianyang Zi paid them no mind, continuing to fly as he bellowed, come out now. So he was sweating profusely, clearly terrified. How terrifying. Such dreadful power. Hei Huang remained calm, saying, don't worry, he only sensed our presence just now, but couldn't pinpoint our exact location. He's just putting on a show of force to scare us. So he asked in a low voice, didn't you say that even a Deluo Golden Immortal couldn't detect us? Hei Huang looked a bit helpless. Deluo Golden Immortal is the name of a pet I used to have. It's with Xianyang Zi. Xianyang Zi stood before the empty cave entrance and said, no one's here? Was it just my imagination? Or is this avatar too weak to detect anything? Forget it. The 10,000 Snake Valley is just ahead. I need to go check on the situation. With that, he turned and left. Sui let out a sigh of relief, thinking to himself, phew, he's finally gone. Hei Huang spoke up again, asking Sui, did you see the storage pouch on that clone's waist? Sui quickly cut Hei Huang off, saying sternly, stop. If you want to risk your life, go ahead. I don't want to die. That's a huge opportunity. A chi condensation cultivator's belongings. Hei Huang snorted coldly and patiently explained, just listen to my analysis first. That clone couldn't even dispel a simple invisibility talisman, so he's nothing more than a paper tiger at the Chi Foundation stage. His combat strength can't be that strong. Trust me, I'm 95% sure we can take him. The original is at the Chi condensation stage. The clone is only at Chi Foundation. We'll split the spoils 50-50. That's a storage pouch from a Chi condensation cultivator's clone. Who knows how many spirit stones are inside? So he cautiously said, if we kill the clone, there's still the original body. I don't want to be hunted down to the ends of the earth by a chi condensation cultivator. Seeing that sweet talk wouldn't sway Suhi, Hei Huang switched to psychological warfare. Suhi, don't you want revenge? Your entire family was burned to ashes. Suhi, who was about to quietly leave, froze. After some persuasion, old Hei Huang finally managed to win Suhi over. He coaxed, Suhi, oh Suhi, your home was burned down. Don't you hate them? Do you want to be the Tang family's lapdog for the rest of your life? Suhi angrily shouted, "You're the dog." He Huang immediately retorted, "Well, that's what I mean. I'm just asking if you want revenge or not." Suhi affirmed, "Of course I want revenge, but a 20% chance of success is too low. This is a scale I pluck from my own tail. Although its power is half of what it was when freshly shed, fortunately, I have plenty more. With these added in, what do you think your chances of winning are?" As he spoke, He Huang pulled out the storage pouch he carried. Witnessing this, Huang was overjoyed and replied, 70% chance. At that time, I will add a few more strategies. Then victory is practically guaranteed. Finishing his words, Suhi seriously instructed Lang Wang and Xiao Bai. The current situation is like this. Wolf King Xiao Bai. Later, the two of you follow this path to the mountain on the other side. Find a hidden cave to hide in. Focus on cultivating. After I finish my business, I will come back to find you too. The two small beasts let out small howls, as if responding to his instructions. After they left, Huang left a trace of his aura on them, pondering as he spoke. Consider this a bit of fortune that I bestow upon you. As for how much you can comprehend, it depends on your own abilities. 10 points, no more, no less. This is truly an ideal location for nurturing snakes. At this moment, Xianyangzi was flying towards a land of lush green mountains and clear blue waters, flying while excitedly admiring the scenery. Every year as spring arrives, all the snakes within a 200-mile radius gather here. What could be better? It's time for this jade tablet to return to its rightful place. My master will be most pleased. Suddenly, a powerful surge of vibrant purple energy erupted from the forest behind him. The brilliant purple light engulfed the area. Xianyangzi stopped his appraisal, his sharp gaze fixed on the anomaly. I thought I was seeing things. To think someone actually dared to follow me, and even had the audacity to breach my cloaking formation. He launched a palm strike in that direction, his face filled with contempt. "Come out, you coward! Show yourself! Talisman, detonate!" But the shadowy figure swiftly dodged the attack. This amused him. Not going to explode? Not bad speed. I'll give you that. You think you can escape? As soon as Xianyangzi finished speaking, he extended his hand and unleashed a gravitational pull. Instantly, He Huang was yanked into the air by an immense force. Xianyangzi sneered, his face full of disdain. "Oh ho, so you're just a lowly cur. Where's your master?" Suddenly, He Huang appeared with one eye swollen shut, looking absolutely terrified. Grotesque lumps bulged on one side of its face. It let out a cunning, scheming smile. He. Then its body suddenly exploded, spewing a jet of dark purple, ominous liquid. Xianyangzi exclaimed, Self-detonation? What's going on? Could this be an illusion formation? Have I entered the range of an illusion formation? Perhaps some expert has already sent a jade slip ahead. At that moment, another He Huang materialized, following close behind. Xianyangzi grabbed its head with his forepaws and asked, "You thought all that was just an illusion?" Xianyangzi gasped in astonishment. The fragmented flesh has reassembled itself. That black dog actually self-destructed. It was actually real, not an illusion. He Huang, with a sharp blade in hand, swiftly sliced across Xianyangzi's neck. In an instant, Xianyangzi's head was severed from his body, falling to the ground. A look of shock still lingered on his face. He hadn't even realized what happened. He Huang was still clinging to Xianyangzi's headless body, drenched in cold sweat, thinking to himself, "I must have succeeded, right? I didn't expect it to be this easy." But unexpectedly, Xianyangzi suddenly reached out, tightly gripping He Huang's neck. The head, rolling on the ground, its eyes still shining brightly, spoke. "I'm just a clone, a wooden puppet of the true body. So what if my head is separated from my body? Your technique, I give it a 6, barely passing." As soon as he finished speaking, his face contorted into a terrifyingly grotesque smile. Choked to the point of suffocation, He Huang was in utter panic. "You bastard! Useless! Damn imposter!" His hand, even so heavily injured, its power is still this terrifying? Just then, Suhi's resounding voice boomed. "Oh ho, I understand. This much is enough to destroy this clone. So that's it. That's how it is. How simple." He Huang said seriously, "This clone is merely a scout, used to probe the path. It's definitely just a flimsy clone, weak as paper. Trash. Listen, after I take its head, you just stick to the plan. We'll split the treasures in its spatial pouch evenly." But Suhi was still worried and said, "What if it's not a weak clone? Wouldn't you be in danger?" He Huang crossed his arms and laughed loudly. Ha! And confidently replied, "Who do you think I am?" With this lord's discerning eye, I can tell it's a garbage clone with just a glance. Learn a thing or two. Suhi angrily cursed. "Get your damn dog paws off me." Back in the present, He Huang erupted in fury, roaring, "That damn black crow, Suhi! You, Suhi!" Just then, a terrifying surge of energy suddenly appeared, sending Xianyang Zi's body crashing to the ground. His severed head, witnessing this scene, was filled with utter terror. "My body, it shattered? So that's how it is. That brat was just a decoy." Suddenly, Suhi materialized. He cast a spell, a massive fireball hurtling towards Xianyang Zi's head, engulfing Xianyang Zi's head. Xianyang Zi frantically thought, "What secret technique did this snake use? I can't sense any energy fluctuations. Your coordination." Suhi unleashed a fierce burst of flames, completely incinerating the remaining head. He roared, Xianyang Zi, do you have any last words? 10 points. Moments later, a dark shadow plummeted from the sky, accompanied by a pained groan. "Ow, that hurts!" He Huang clutched his head, collapsing to the ground with a groan. "I miscalculated. Turns out it was just a wooden clone. That thing was expensive. And to use it to scout the way? What a waste." Ahead, Suhi was still relentlessly casting fireball, the fireballs burning fiercely. He Huang quickly raised his leg, shouting to stop him. "Stop! Stop! Stop it! He's really dead. If you keep casting, we'll be burnt to a crisp too." Hearing the shout, Suhi turned around, exclaiming joyfully, "Ah, He Huang, you're alive." He Huang's eyes welled up, his voice choked as he replied to Suhi, "You little." The touching reunion was short-lived, the next moment turning icy. The two bickered over splitting the spoils. Suhi angrily shouted, "This is your 80% sure plan? How could it be this pathetic? You mutt, you tricked me." He Huang quickly retorted, "What do you know?" To weaken him, I had to pay a hefty price. But he refused to yield. If I hadn't used the formation to seal his divine sense, do you think you could have ambushed him? Suhi clutched the storage bag, vigilance etched on his face, and replied, "Yeah, I could have easily taken care of him without your help. You're all talk." He Huang was sweating bullets, dealing with this impossible disciple. "Where did you learn such insufferable arrogance?" Then he roared, "I know a thing or two about boasting. Look, this is a message jade slip. If this message gets out, we're dead." Suhi urged frantically, "Destroy it quickly." Immediately, a flame erupted, incinerating the jade slip. He Huang was slightly startled, exclaiming, "Your black fire is quite something." It even burned the jade slip to ashes. After it was burned, Suhi asked, "Now what? Are we safe now?" He Huang calmly replied, "Not yet, even though the news hasn't spread. That old geezer is still a remarkable alchemist at his core. Knowing his clone was destroyed here, he'll definitely come to investigate himself." Hearing this, cold sweat poured down his forehead, each drop tracing a path down his face. He then hurriedly burrowed into the ground. He Huang witnessed this and sneered with disdain. "Coward! Stop running around like a headless chicken. Suhei, self-preservation is key. Get moving. Are you waiting here to die?" The snake catcher sect's influence is too vast to escape their pursuit. Our only option is to flee to a neighboring country and seek refuge for a while. Meanwhile, at the snake catcher sect's headquarters, Xianmen Dongfu, Xianyang Zi sat inside, raised his head, and let out a soft grunt. His face darkened, a flicker of displeasure rising within him. To think my wooden puppet clone was destroyed. Even a recording jade slip was left behind. Just who dares to commit such an act? Xianyang Zi sprang to his feet, a flicker of intrigued surprise in his eyes. The strength of the wooden puppet clone is indeed insignificant, but the aura and divine sense it emanates can perfectly disguise it as a true qi condensation cultivator. This little brat not only saw through my clone's true nature, but also dared to attack it. I find myself more and more intrigued by him. Finishing his thought, he called out for Su Bei. Su Bei knelt behind him, respectfully responding, "Master." Xianyang Zi immediately commanded, "Take 5 inner disciples to the 10,000 Snake Valley and thoroughly investigate who dared to attack my clone." This disciple obeys. Meanwhile, Suhi and He Huang were frantically escaping. As they ran for their lives, Suhi asked He Huang breathlessly, "How far have we run?" He Huang replied with a weary expression, "We still have a long way to go. It'll take several more days to reach the Qin border." "It's that far." Suhi groaned. Ugh, I'm exhausted, Sui complained, his face etched with fatigue. But I'm completely exhausted. Hei Huang hopped on one foot, grumbling. You've only got yourself to blame. You could have walked perfectly fine on the surface, yet you insisted on using Earth Dawn. Suhi, drenched in sweat, tried to explain. I just wanted to train my body. Hei Huang suggested. This place is desolate and barren. There's a deserted cave up ahead. We could rest there for the night. Let's see what we have to eat in the storage pouch. Sui replied. Old Hei Huang warned in a panic. Hey kid, don't just lie down on the ground like that. Then the old master dragged his foolish student's foot to a tree trunk, muttering, I can't stand you anymore. So heavy. Hei Huang pulled Suhi into the cave and went hunting. The scene shifts to a deep, dark cave. Haha, sound asleep. Sui stretched languidly, a satisfied sigh escaping his lips as he awoke from a long slumber. Using his earth-stone technique, he burrowed hundreds of miles underground. Feeling his body significantly stronger than before, Sui was brimming with energy. Time for the main event. Woo, storage bag, here I come. Storage bag. Erase the divine sense mark. My divine sense is being blocked. I can't open it. Unable to open the bag, Suhi mustered all his strength. Again, divine sense, unleash your full power. Erase the mark. Arg, ow, ow. It hurts. The bag remained stubbornly sealed, while he lay sprawled on the ground. Two large bumps swelled on his head. Damn it, I can't open it at all. At that moment, Hei Huang dragged an antelope into the cave and asked, still trying to break the seal? That's Shi Jiedua's divine sense seal. Suhi was furious. Well, the only way is to try this golden dragon scale. Hei Huang, hearing this, immediately raised his leg to stop him and shouted, You idiot! You'll ruin the treasure inside with that. Give it to me. It's just a little bit of remaining divine consciousness. I can easily handle it. So he tried to snatch the treasure back, carefully asking, Are you sure? You're not planning on keeping some of the spoils for yourself, are you? Hei Huang replied confidently. Nonsense. Is this great one that kind of person? Give me 3 days, and I guarantee I'll open it for you. 7 days later, in the desolate desert, the two were on their way. Hei Huang said to Suhi, We've reached the border of Qin. Suhi exclaimed in surprise. We're finally here. Hei Huang took out the black wok and said, We'll camp here tonight, and tomorrow morning we'll... Suhi quickly replied, All right, you go ahead and prepare dinner. I'll dig a little bit more. The ground here is as hard as iron and full of gravel. It's the perfect place for body training. As soon as he finished speaking, Suhi valiantly burrowed down. Hei Huang didn't forget to give a warning. Well, you're on your own. If you get stuck and can't get out, I'm not coming down to save you. Suhi diligently trained, thinking to himself, last time I could only dig down a little over 30 zhang. But thanks to my hard training these past few days, now I can dig down 60, 70 zhang. I can still go even deeper. The pressure this time is terrifying. My bones feel like they're going to shatter. It's so hard to breathe, but I haven't reached my limit yet. Yes, the golden scales on my tail are finally starting to increase, just as I predicted. The number of these scales is closely related to my physical strength. The stronger my body, the more scales I'll have. A demonic beast solely focused on rapid advancement. But neglecting the forging of a strong physical body will surely face disadvantages. Sometime later, after completing the arduous training process, Suhi finally emerged from the ground where Hei Huang lay. Finish your meal? This Hei Huang has eaten his fill and rested well long ago, Hei Huang replied. Yes, I finished eating too.